Hey everybody, how's it going today? How are you doing? How are you all doing today? Um, Today I'm going to talk about mom not being able to swallow. I take my glasses off. But in case you're just tuning in, my mom has dementia, and she's had dementia for years. But so it's been an adventure trying to keep her home and try to keep her happy and trying to keep her healthy. And it's been a day. It's been a moment. So the new news is that mom is no longer able to swallow. So in dementia, it's a horrible, horrible, horrible disease. And it progresses, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so they forget it's just a progressive disease. And so I'll go back on Wednesday. She because let me go back a little bit more. Over the last few weeks, she had gotten tired. She wasn't eating breakfast. She wasn't eating a supper. She was just aware and awake enough in that middle of the day range where she could have a little bit of stuff. So my brother came out, and it's an amazing thing that happens when you have a guest, and they'll perk up, they'll rally, as they say. So with my brother here, he's a wonderful person. With my brother here, she rallied and she started, eating in the morning, eating in the evening. We got cream of wheat for her. It's something that you can control the consistency, and it's sweet because it's cinnamon and brown cinnamon and sugar, cream of wheat. So we can control the consistency. So we could give her that little by little. We could give her a little bit of coffee in a sippy cup, and then for lunch and dinner we could give her. She loves shakes, so we give her a vanilla shake and a chocolate shake, and just one for lunch, one for dinner. And she came back and she rallied and she could hold her cup. But my brother had to go. So once my brother went downhill again, and it's not like downhill like this. It's like so he went down. She went downhill again. So he left. Today is the April 11th. The previous, on the 5th, I can't see the calendar from here. On the 5th, Saturday, he went home, and it's now the following Friday. And on Wednesday, she had an event, and we realized she can't swallow. She had, Wednesday, she had the cream of wheat. She was, just give it to her a little bit since she could manage that. And lunch, she could kind of manage that, but she was just like, even advanced dementia patients, sundown, they get worse as the sun is setting. So for supper, I got her a shake. It's in a sippy cup, and in all the past several days, she hadn't been helping and feeding herself the sippy cup. And so on Wednesday night, I wasn't surprised when she didn't reach up from under the covers to get the sippy cup. I wasn't surprised when she was, she couldn't really talk about, are you hungry? You want something? Yeah. And it's an indication, not a yes, no, but it's an indication she wants something. So I put the sippy cup nozzle up to her lips, and she opened her lips enough to take a drink. And so I just tipped it enough to give her a nice, not a big swallow, but a swallow. And then I looked, I'm like, Mom, swallow. And it's interesting, she didn't cough, she didn't clench, she didn't have a reaction. It was like, So, and it was clearly going down the wrong pipe. And so I tried to sit her up. It did way up in the bed, and that didn't help. And I tried to get her all the way down and roll her and pat her on the back, pump, and that didn't help. And it just went down the wrong way. And but I didn't give her enough where it would clog her windpipe so she could still breathe. Her oxygen went down to 80, so I knew there was a problem, but there's nothing you can do. I'm like, cough, cough, cough it up, and her coughs were like, wasn't enough for coughing. You couldn't cough it up, couldn't cough it up. So, I called the 800 number for the hospice nurse, and it took 5-10 minutes for them to, well, what's, it's the answering service. So, what's your name? Give them first name, and they write it down. What's your last name? And they write it. What's your mother's first name? Again, and she writes. Is it the same? Yes. Come on. I need a nurse right now. Nope. What is your phone number where you can be reached? Just give her the phone number. Hurry up. I need it right now. She's choking. About 10 minutes later, the nurse called. Hi. But you have to realize that there's nothing they can do. I mean, not only are they not here, they can't do anything. And calling 911, you have to understand, if you call 911 and you stopped hospice and you had the ambulance come and bring you to the hospital, they would have, it's a very painful, discomforting, it's not a good experience, like physical, just in the hospital. So, that's why we chose hospice, because it's not about getting better anymore. She can't get better. It's just keeping her comfortable. So she did manage to recover. About 10 minutes later, her oxygen was back up. The oxygenator was back up. So you can't get her to swallow. And I was trying to get her to cough. Okay, cough, Mom, cough. No, couldn't do it. So I watched her all night. And in the morning I texted her nurse, and her nurse had said, yeah, they let me know when I came on for the morning. They let me know what happened, so she was going to come out anyway. So the nurse came out. She described what happened. She checked out Mom. She's like, that's it, no more anything to eat, nothing. She can't swallow anymore. And the worst part about it is she's a silent choker, because she didn't give this big choking or coughing or anything. She exhibited none of the signs except for the blah, blah, blah. Help me out, help me. And she only said that a couple of times, and if you weren't paying attention because she was so quiet, you would have missed it. So she's a silent choker, and so the food would be back here and she wouldn't be able to swallow if you didn't catch it. So she had no more food, no more liquid, nothing to swallow. The hospice gives us the swabs where you have the little popsicle stick, the little pop stick with, it's just a little piece of, I'm sorry, I'm so tired, I haven't slept, little sponge on it, and so you dip that in water and you swab out her mouth and moisten it. And so we've been doing that. So today is Friday. She had the episode on Wednesday night. On Thursday, we're swabbing her mouth, and even last night, I'm like, put the sponge in water, swabbing out her mouth, and she was chewing it, and then she was choking because she couldn't swallow the amount that was on there. So you learn really fast and take it out, and she was clenching onto it. No, Mom, give me that to me, give me back. And so it's in the sponge, you have to load it up only enough to moisten her mouth, not enough for her to get enough to swallow it. And that's what she was looking for, to get it down, but you can't swallow. So that was tough. So it's me 24/7. It's the aide. The aide only comes certain days a week, for 8 hours, certain days a week. And then it's the nurse, the hospice nurse comes. When they started, it was twice a week, and then last week they had transitioned to 3 times a week, and I was grateful for that. And when the nurse came out yesterday, she said, nope, it's gonna be 5 times a week now, because she's active, as in actively dying. So they'll come out 5 times a week, and even a nurse on the weekend. I don't know if she's going to come out one day or the other day on the weekend or both days. I don't know. So I'll ask her about that because the nurse is coming today. So, so Mom woke up this morning early, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I know because I was awake. I was up. So I sat with her for a long time. She asked, where am I? You know, what's happening? Where am I? First, I make sure she's not in pain. Are you in pain? Are you hurt? You're in pain? She indicated no. I said, are you warm enough? And she was, so I pulled her covers up. Her covers are down here. I pulled them up and tucked her in. And I talked with her. And she's like, where am I? I said, you're home. She know how she met my house. You're home. You're in your room. You're in your own bed. You're safe. You're comfortable. You're warm and comfortable. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody else is asleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody else is asleep. So why don't you take a nap? Everybody else is asleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and then talk a little while. And where am I? You're in your house. You're in your home. You're in your own bed. You're in your own bed. You're safe. You're nice and warm and comfy. We rearranged the room a little bit so that we can take care of you. But you're home. You're in your own bed. You're in your own house. And so that got her relaxed, not agitated, comfortable. So I might give her some Halidol later. I gave her Halidol last night. The nurse said that the 0.5 is just a few drops. So what you do is you put it between her gum and her cheek and her gum, and you put 0.5 in. It's just a liquid. You just squirt it in, and it's enough that she's not going to swallow it, and it's going to go down into her mouth. And the more surface area, the better, I guess. So Halidol is for hallucinations, anxiety, restlessness, and vomiting. So any of that. So I gave her that. And, we talked about the morphine and whatnot. So if she's in any pain, just keep ahead of the pain with morphine. And that's where we are at this point. So she's asleep right now. I'll probably dose her up with a Halidol when she wakes up. And that's a way to moisten her mouth. And we'll go from there. Change her brief. Make sure she's dry, comfortable. Use the cloths. Use the diaper. Make sure she's comfortable in bed. And just keep going from there. Turn her to make sure she doesn't get any bed sores or soreness or redness. But, at this point, her body's shutting down. She's got modeling on her extremities. Modeling on her with her fingers. Fingers are a different color than her rest of her hand and arm. With her feet, her feet are graying. So basically, the body is conserving all its energy in the core. So that's how it deals with this. But so how am I doing? Well, glad you asked. One day at a time. It's something that up here is going to happen, and you've researched it, and you've been told by the hospice nurses and different hospice nurses. They say the same thing. You've done your research. They say the same thing, but when it happens, it's still excruciatingly hard. And I'm like, I haven't had my stroke yet. I haven't had my myocardial infarction yet. But so it's tough. In doing it, you can tell it's quiet in the house. The dog knows. The dog keeps going in to check on her, and then he'll check on her, and then he'll go out and check on her and go out. Like even when he goes outside, he'll come in, instead of getting the treat in the kitchen, he'll take the left and go to her room and make sure she's still there. So, but that's, even the dog knows. It's interesting. So, but that's where we are now. That's the summation. That's the report. That's all I have, Your Honor. So there we go. What I'm probably going to do is, once my manager because I've been trying to work from home through all this, but now it's just got to be family time. So I have to have that talk with the manager. It's family time. It's go time. I can't be two places at once or trying to check in on work as I'm doing this. It's kind of transitioned to all mom all the time. So I better go in and see if she's awake, or if she's not, just make sure she's still breathing. Then we'll go from there. And the nurse will text. You know, when it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock, she'll text. Let me know the window when she's coming, and we'll go from there. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you for coming along with me on this crazy ride. I'll keep you posted and up to date. Okay, take care.